Good evening, I'm Jeff Glor, and this is our Western edition. We're going to begin tonight with a report for the history books. The Mueller report is 448 pages, 2 volumes, and one giant political football. Key points. The special counsel says he looked at 10 incidents that could potentially have led to obstruction of justice. The most dramatic, the president wanted the probe over when he found out it was happening. He thought it was the end of his presidency, and at one point ordered the White House counsel to fire Robert Mueller. That did not happen. In the end, no conclusion on obstruction, but no exoneration. Today, the president tweeted, "Game over," on a Game of Thrones graphic. One aide said Mr. Trump was feeling, quote, jacked. The Mueller report is lightly redacted, mostly regarding ongoing investigations. Our team has been looking into all of this, and we begin with Paula Reid.
I'm having a good day, too. It was called No Collusion, No Obstruction.
President Trump took a victory lap today as Congress and the public finally got to read the redacted Mueller report. The much-anticipated document was delivered to lawmakers around 11 a.m. on compact discs, and shortly after that, posted online where anyone was able to dive into the more than 400-page report, 22 months in the making. On the question of obstruction, Attorney General William Barr said special counsel Robert Mueller uncovered evidence Mr. Trump was at least thinking about interfering in the probe.
The report recounts 10 episodes involving the president and discusses potential legal theories for connecting those activities to the elements of an obstruction offense.
The report states the president's efforts to influence the investigation were mostly unsuccessful. But that is largely because the persons who surrounded the president declined to carry out orders or accede to his requests. Some of those requests were directed at former White House counsel Don McGahn. The report states that in June 2017, the president called McGahn twice and told him to have the special counsel fired. McGahn refused and even considered resigning. The report also reveals the president's reaction when then Attorney General Jeff Sessions told him about Mueller's appointment. According to Sessions' former chief of staff, the president slumped in his chair and said, "Oh my God, this is terrible. This is the end of my presidency. I'm effed." Everyone tells me if you get one of these independent counsels, it ruins your presidency. It takes years and years, and I won't be able to do anything. This is the worst thing that ever happened to me. The report says Mueller's team struggled with the legal precedents for charging a sitting president with obstruction, calling them difficult issues. But Mueller reports to Barr, and the Attorney General decided there was not sufficient evidence of a crime. Barr said the president took no act that impeded the investigation and explained some of Mr. Trump's controversial statements this way.
There is substantial evidence to show that the president was frustrated and angered by his sincere belief that the investigation was undermining his presidency.
The report includes the president's answers to written questions, but reveals the special counsel found those inadequate. We considered whether to issue a subpoena for his testimony, the report says, but citing potentially lengthy constitutional litigation with resulting delay, the special counsel did not move forward. On the issue of Russian collusion, the report says the investigation uncovered multiple links between Trump campaign officials and individuals tied to the Russian government. And in some instances, the campaign was receptive to the offer of help from the Russians. Of special interest was the June 2016 Trump Tower meeting attended by the president's son, Donald Trump Jr., son-in-law Jared Kushner, campaign chairman Paul Manafort, and a Russian lawyer promising dirt on Hillary Clinton. Mueller's team concluded it would unlikely be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the meeting participants had general knowledge that their conduct was unlawful. In the end, the special counsel did not establish that the campaign coordinated or conspired with the Russian government in its election interference.
We now know that the Russian operatives who perpetrated these schemes did not have the cooperation of President Trump or the Trump campaign, or the knowing assistance of any other American for that matter.
All right, so Paula, Mueller did not make a decision on obstruction. Barr did. Now that we've seen the special counsel report, is that what Mueller intended?
Jeff, we don't know what Mueller intended. At the press conference earlier today, before anyone had actually seen the report, Attorney General William Barr denied that Mueller had left this question of obstruction up to Congress. But in the actual report, Mueller acknowledges that Congress can determine if the president's actions constitute a violation of the Constitution. And he's clearly laid out a roadmap in his report for any lawmakers who would like to pursue an investigation.
Okay, Paula Reid, thank you very much.